Okay, let's get started. So you are confident about the previous passage, right?
Yes.
So it is better to look through the previous passage once again to improve your understanding ability, and you can reach out to me anytime for clarifications. Next, tablet turns teacher, which means tablet becomes teacher. Tablet is a kind of gadget the entire passage is actually talking about. Okay. Any sentence or any paragraph which requires explanation?
It's
Any sentence or any paragraph that requires explanation for you?
Yes,
Okay, which paragraph?
can be no, so while we'll discuss now, I will tell you.
Okay.
The answers that not very exactly.
So again, yes, no, not given. Please observe there is a slight difference between true, false, not given and yes, no, not given, right? Where the approach is same. The approach is absolutely same. What's the approach? If the statement is really has supporting information given in the passage, yes, you have to go true or yes. But what kind, when you can see yes, no, not given questions and what kind of content you can observe, these yes, no, not given or true, false, not given questions are posed. For example, true, false, not given question generally be seen based on some factual information given in the passage by the author. But yes, no, not given questions mostly based on author's opinions. For author's opinion, you can say whether is it yes or no as per his words, as per his stuff. Okay, but true, false, not given, whether it has happened or not. True or false, something of that sort. So yes, no, not given questions generally based on author's views or claims.
Okay.
But true, false, not given question based on basically given based on factual information given in the passage, right? Yeah. So where approach remains the same. So yes means supporting information. You should be able to show the supporting information whenever you wanna go with yes for any statement given. Okay. No means wrong information, right? Not given. You can't say yes or no. Yeah. So how about the first statement? The writer accepts that young people are more adept. Adept means?
Addicted.
No, skilled. Skilled. More skilled at using electronic devices. Is it true? I mean, is it yes, no, or not even as per author's opinion? Young people are really skilled at using electronic devices or not as per the passage, as per the author.
Before they got devices, they don't know anything. After they got, they have like.
Even in the beginning, she has come up with an evidence. Please observe, he or she, the author. I felt flummoxed by phone or computer. I would give it straight to my kids to sort out. If anything problematic in the phone, he or she, the author gives his or her phone to her kids. They are going to sort it out. Which means?
That's skilled.
They must be more skilled. So, and again, there is a straight information as well. My two young daughters had seized on the device and were handling it with far more dexterity than me. They were more skilled than right. This is the straight paraphrase. Dexterity means skill. Dexterity. So is it yes, no, or not given?
Yes.
Yes. There is a clear proof line. Second one. The writer is surprised that the Boston researchers chose Ethiopia for their research project.
Not say they are not choosing, not surprised actually.
Mm-hmm.
So the researchers just choose.
So okay, for this sort of okay, yep. So for this sort of
not surprised, not given
okay,
surprising word.
They to when it whenever you come across these sort of sentences, please try to observe. It's not only, to find paraphrased version of surprise or something. There might be some other vocabulary can also support the wording or the meaning given in the sentence, that is the writer is surprised. Okay, this idea may be supported by some other vocabulary or phrases given in the passage. So why writer surprised? As per the statement, writer surprised.
Use the Boston.
Boston researchers has actually selected Ethiopia that made our author to feel surprised. Please observe. Yeah, first one. These are the fascinating questions which a group of researchers from Boston in the USA have been exploring in the unlikely setting of Ethiopia. Okay, that's an impossible setting. For their researchers, that is actually Ethiopia. Author felt it is an impossible setting. But author has some fascinating questions to get answered. Okay. What are the to get answers of the fascinating questions? That is unsuitable, impossible setting.
That's why he's surprised.
Surprised. So it is,
yes,
implicitly giving a meaning with this unlikely setting. Author felt that is unlikely setting, a kind of impossible setting, right?
That's why he's surprised.
There are some fascinating questions. So for that fascinating question, the Ethiopia is not at all a likely setting, right? So based on these phrases and overall meaning of the sentence, you can say that's actually. What do you have to go with? Yes, no, or not given?
Yes.
Yes.
Surprised.
Right. Please observe, accuracy of understanding is necessary to handle yes, no, not given or true, false, not given question. Somehow you can say the yes, no, not given and true, false, not given questions are the most challenging question types in your Ielts reading. For the rest of the question types, somehow you couldn't understand the exact meaning of the relevant information given in the passage. Somehow you can score better in such, the related question types. But to master these yes, no, not given questions, yes, you have to concentrate much on accuracy of understanding of relevant information, related information. Okay, please observe, this any student definitely goes with not given for this. When you have understood the nuances in the sentence, then you have, concluded it must be not given. Sorry, yes. Correct? Yeah. So that's the level, you should be able to
understand.
Yes. So that's the level you should be able to, maintain the understanding necessary to handle these yes, no, not given or true, false, not given questions. Okay. Yeah. The writer regards the project in Ethiopia is very ambitious.
Not given.
Is it really ambitious? Is there any such sort of strong vocabulary given anywhere in the passage? Is it really ambitious?
No, not given.
Ambitious means somehow it gives a sense like difficult or challenging.
Basically, that is unlikely choose. It's a surprise. Not very ambitious. They want to do that.
Ambitious is like ambitious can also have different sense. Yeah. Let's see. Can we have any difficult sort of meaning?
I will not showing a
strong desire. Okay.
Determination to succeed.
Difficult. So ambitious can also have a meaning like difficult, demanding, formidable, demanding or difficult.
Forceful.
Ambitious enterprise. How about this ambitious project? What does this mean? Difficult, challenging project. Challenging enterprise.
It's a dream project, sir.
Intended to satisfy high aspirations, therefore difficult to achieve.
It's a dream project is a compulsory. Definitely.
There is another, another meaning which is slightly different from, pioneering and aspiring. The straight meaning of ambitious is pioneering and aspiring. Strong desire, having strong desire or something. But there is another meaning which is slightly different from its straight meaning. It's a secondary meaning. What's the secondary meaning? Difficult. Let's see. Let's go with this sort of meaning. Can you find any proof line for that? Is there any sentence or phrase given that it is really difficult? that the project is really difficult. So, but does the dexterity arise because my children are digital natives? Because my children are digital natives, kids who have grown up in world surrounded by mobile phones and keypads. Is the ability to decode an electronic gadget natural to all young human? These are the fascinating questions she has, that she is expecting answers from this, irrespective of where they live. There are the fascinating questions which a group of researchers from Boston and USA have been exploring in the unlikely setting. It's actually whether the organizers, the people of the project are really ambitious or not. Ambitious, ambitious project. Let's get back to the statement first. The writer regards the project is ambitious. Yes, that might be. As per the writer, the project might be ambitious. Let's search for it. Here you go, Nicholas. Formerly Massachusetts. Here we go. So this is the paragraph can make you understand how ambitious the project is as per the author's view, as per the author's opinion, as per the author's perspective. Please observe. A few years ago, Yan, okay, his name is NN in short, okay, formerly of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, co-founded a group known as One Laptop Per Child. Right. A group, one laptop per child, which has been successfully distributing ultra cheap computers to world's poor as part of an educational campaign. Okay, he is the one. Distributed one laptop per child, ultra cheap computers to all the poor kids, right?
Yeah. It's an education campaign.
As a part of educational campaign. But now, the same person, along with Matt Keller, a fellow researchers who previously worked with the World Food Program, have launched an experiment so bold. Yeah, we got the similar information. So bold, so courageously, right? So bold, it might be a science fiction. As if it might be a science fiction, they have stepped into it as boldly as you consider it is ambitious. So this is the proof line. Again, it is supporting the project must be ambitious. So somehow the word bold, and as if it is a science fiction, okay, an experiment so bold, it might be they stepped into the project boldly as if it is a science fiction. So it must be ambitious for them. What are the phrases and verbs giving similar sense like ambitious? Bold and also science fiction. Clear? Right. So it's not always paraphrases, with synonyms, but paraphrasing can also be done making use of some other vocabulary giving oral similar sense. The project must be, please observe the oral context. The project must be ambitious, difficult, demanding. Demanding would be more suitable meaning. Challenging and demanding. Okay.
I think it's yes.
Right, and also please observe the gravity of the project by this unlikely setting Ethiopia. All this vocabulary are actually boils down to a meaning like the project must be ambitious, challenging and demanding.
Yes.
Okay, right. So again, the statement must be tagged with yes. Clear? Project must be ambitious for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Demanding. The villagers in Ethiopia were unaware that the gadgets were intended for children. The villagers are unaware. Are the villagers really unaware that gadgets were children? That the gadgets are actually for children? Do they know or don't they know?
They don't know.
They don't know. Okay, let's see. Where is the proof line?
Sir.
6 months ago, they dropped dozens of boxed iPads into the extremely remote village. Okay, where the population was completely unable to read and write and had no prior exposure to. They don't know about electronics at all.
It's
No instructions were left with the packages apart from telling the village. Okay. Apart from telling the village elders that iPads were designed for kids aged 4 to 11. Okay, basically no instructions are there in the package, but villagers were told they are designed for kids. Apart from this is there, in addition to it, what they did? It doesn't mean the villagers were not told.
No instructions were left with packages.
Okay. Aside from means apart from. Apart from this,
telling the villagers elders that
so
the
they
iPads are
this gives a sense that telling the villages elders that the iPads were designed for kids aged 4 to 11. Except this, they didn't give any other instructions. The only instruction, the only thing given to the villagers is that these iPads are for kids. So villagers were actually told.
Only elders.
Villagers, village elders, that's what. Only elders. Village elders were actually, except doing this, no instructions were left. Here it gives a meaning like except. Except telling the village elders that the iPads were designed for kids aged 4 to 11, no instructions were left. Okay, what does that mean? Villagers are aware or unaware? Aware. They knew. They know that these devices are for, these gadgets are for children. But no instructions were left with the packages. You know, their research is that, right? Okay, without instructions, without support, whether children can make use of the iPads or not. That's their research, right? Yeah. So villagers are actually elders, elder villagers, elders in the villages are actually knew about it. Yes. Knew about the gadgets are actually for. So what do I have to do? If this has been given like aware, this would be, if the statement has been given with aware, the statement would have been gone with yes.
It is no now.
No, it's no now. Yes, correct. Clear? Yeah. The behavior of Ethiopian children was similar to that observed in Western children. Okay, as per the passage, the behavior of Ethiopian children and also Western children is same when it comes to the technology.
Yes.
Right. So when it comes to gadgets, is it really true of behavior of Ethiopian children and Western children? Huh?
I think no, I think these guys will stand always.
Ethiopian children, as per the passage, they group and then work on it. But Western children,
they will stand,
go away and work on it on their own, lonely, alone, right? Yes. So there is a clear proof line again. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. The discovery process then became intense. When the children used the iPads, however, they didn't sit with a machine each on their laps in isolation as Western kids might be expected to do. Has anybody called us?
No.
Close the door. Must recall. Okay. So these children are far different from Western children in case of handling the machine, in case of working on the machine, right? What generally we expect with regard to Western children, they get it on their laps in isolation and start working on it. But these children are different. What they did, they worked in groups, they coalesced around a couple of child leaders, right? And again you can see huddled together, they group it together, constantly swapping knowledge, right? So there is a clear difference between Western kids and also these Ethiopian kids when it comes to handling the gadgets or learning from the gadgets, working on the gadgets, right? So what do you have to do with this? Is it really similar?
No.
So what's the answer? No. Okay, right. Next, the researchers would have preferred the textual content on the laptops to have been in the local language. The researchers preferred the textual content
on the laptops we have been not given, sir.
Not given.
Not given.
Yes. Because there is no information like researchers have actually preferred the textual content to be in local language on the laptops, right? So who actually asked for the text in on the laptop to be in the native language? So that's just a statement making use of similar vocabulary from the passage, but overall meaning never be seen, right? Here we go. After a couple of months, some were singing the alphabet song in English and recognizing letters at the request of, recognizing letters at the request of Ethiopian government. Machines all were in English. So Ethiopian government actually requested the gadgets must be in English, the language, whatever the gadgets are going to be, right? Must be with English. That's what Ethiopian government's request. It's not about organizers would have preferred. Author never mentioned organizers would have preferred to have the native language on the laptops. So on the particular gadgets or something, on the particular tablets, right? So there is no information. Organizers have preferred the would have preferred the native language or something. Author never mentioned as such. So Ethiopian government actually mentioned the gadgets must be in English. So it is nowhere related. You can't say anything.
The researchers predicted that the children would learn how to enable the.
It's not given. 33rd. The researchers predicted that the children would learn how to enable the laptop's camera function. Right? Have researchers really predicted? As per the passage, has researchers really predicted the children would learn how to enable the laptop's camera function? So what does this mean? The statement gives a sense. Researchers have already predicted that children are going to turn on the camera on the particular tablet. So please observe, this is more starting still means more shocking scene.
I think that is no idea.
More shockingly, one group of kids even worked out how to disable the block. Disable the block means, okay, what kind of block it is? Block. Boston-based researchers have installed into the machines which supposed to stop them taking pictures of themselves. Have you understood? They have disabled an obstruction which actually won't let the children to take photographs.
Okay.
That block was disabled by these children, which means they are able to take photographs. Clear?
They didn't predict it.
This was not predicted because there has been clearly mentioned it's a starting scene. I mean, startling. Startling means surprising scene. Startling means surprising. Surprising scene, surprising still, surprising, a scene is that the group of kids were actually disabled a block which actually prevents the children from taking the photographs, right? So if the block was disabled, they must be able to take the photographs. So that is really shocking, surprising for them. But the statement is giving a sense that
they have predicted.
they haven't predicted. If they have predicted in the passage, it should not be surprising one. So it's not predicted. They haven't predicted. If the statement given have not predicted, that would be correct, right? Yeah. So how about this? How do I have to tag this?
No.
No.
Clear no.
Is everything cool? Have you attempted this?
No, sir. No. Maybe,
You can attempt it now. No? So I'll show you where you have to check for the answers. Okay. Okay, this is the paragraph. You can get the answers from, and also, yeah, this is another paragraph. Right? So please go through these two paragraphs to answer that, summary completion. Please work on these two paragraphs.
I don't need sense. You can watch update.
Okay. Please work on these two paragraphs. This paragraph and also, on the next page, you can see this experiment still has much further to run. These two paragraphs are enough to handle the summary completion task. Hmm. Hmm. So what's the restriction given?
What restriction?
So somehow it is easier,
I did directly, sir, not because of it.
huh?
It's
Great.
like you are not, but I attempted.
So have you got the words as they are in the passage for the blanks? Have you got such?
Passage also is not very related. It's an overall, not given directly.
Okay. You have come up with your own words as per the passage meaning.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And then you can compare your word with the options.
Yes.
That definitely give you better answers. I mean, the correct answers.
Because after doing this, I watched that what you've shown,
Hmm.
not directly given. It is also our own assumption.
Right. So although the research project is, which word is really better? As per the passage, project is much further on. As per the passage, the word that you can come up with is from the passage is much further on, which is giving similar sense like much further on. Ongoing. J. You have to write the letter, not the word at all in the blank.
Although the research project is ongoing, it is possible to identify some preliminary findings. Firstly, the ability to
You can see in the past the related paragraph the suitable word.
ability to decode the
Decode means
to decode matlab
understand.
Not sir, to unlock. To
Understand only. If you decode it, you are able to understand it. Yeah. In the as per the context, it should give a meaning like figure out. We have figure out.
Figure out, yes.
Yeah. Figure out means decode. Okay, we got decode there, no? In the question we have got, but in the passage we have figure out.
Some class, decode.
So in the passage it has been given like figure out.
Ability to decode.
The equivalent word giving same sense from the options is decode. Yeah.
The working of digital hardware and software seems not to depend on the level of
as per the passage, as per their education level or literacy, right? How illiterate they are. It is independent of how illiterate they are. I'll show you.
Level of their literacy.
Yes, literacy is equivalent.
Nor on experience of
No matter remote they are, how illiterate their community. No matter how illiterate. As per the passage, I can write no matter how illiterate they are in the blank, and then
literacy is there, not illiterate.
Not already given here, no. So then I have to get
level of literacy, nor on experience of using technology. And the last is
so literacy.
Literacy is
C. So no matter the proof line for the 36, no matter how illiterate they are. Next.
Not depend on the level of literacy, not on experience of using technology. What's more, faced with challenge presented by the computers, the village children behaved in a highly competitive way, with leaders emerging who took on the role of.
Why not cooperative? Cooperative is also another word which giving same sense.
Competitive, everyone are like using over this competitive decoding.
One has actually emerged as a leader.
Even using like very enthusiasmically.
Enthusiastically, right? So it may be cooperative, but the suitable word is competitive. Competitive.
That's a cooperation.
But there is a clear context given in the passage. So one has, more active than the other, although he is physically handicapped, physically challenged, right? He had never been a dominant personality, but now
became a natural explorer. Yeah, he was a natural explorer. So
he was a basically natural explorer. He never be a dominant personality, but now he has become a dominant personality and become a teacher. He has become a dominant personality, basically natural explorer, and become a teacher for all the rest of the students, and who made a mental leap. Mental leap means mentally better. Mentally better to explore these tablets, taught the others what to do. Taught the others what to do, which gives a sense like there must be a competitive environment. So one would, one may think to outperform the others.
Yes.
Right.
This is all right.
Competitive. You pick competitive. That's great. Yeah. Generally, students go with cooperative for the last one.
And directly read with competitive only, sir.
Great. Great. Yes. Competitive. H. Yeah.
Why? Because we have read now everyone is learning with collaterally and learning competitively.
Yes. Yes. Learning in group. We have multiple choice questions. What are the options you picked?
What do the preliminary findings suggest to Matt Heller?
From the same paragraph.
Misguided certain teaching methods not good to technology is not as hard to understand as it was for formal instruction may make technical subject hard to grasp. I think it's C, I think.
Technology is not as hard to understand as was thought. But this idea is true only for children as per the passage. As per the passage, what does author mention?
Current education policies.
It's not about current education policies. As per the preliminary findings, is it the one technology is not as good to understand as was thought?
He thought only for education, current education.
Must be wrongly,
Misguided.
Wrongly.
The first, that no matter how remote children are, how related their community, they have ability to figure out sophisticated technology, Killer says. Secondly, the leading from the first point, technology can potentially be a
potent self-learning tool.
And thirdly, the more controversially, Killer concluded that getting kids access to technology is much more important than giving them school.
Killer concludes it. Right. Is there any idea that technology is not as difficult as the people thought?
Yeah.
So that's actually true in case.
See, sir, secondly, Killer says secondly, the leading from the so the first one, technology can potentially be a potent self-learning.
And this is true for children only, that particular children. It's not valid for all the people. But the option, if you look at the option, it is giving a sense technology is not as hard as we once thought. Previously, people felt it was difficult, but it is not at all difficult now. That's what it meant. Have you got my point?
Certain teaching methods are counterproductive.
Is it about teaching methods? It's not about teaching methods.
We can eliminate, sir. We'll eliminate.
Technology is not as hard to understand as was thought. Once people felt technology was hard, but it was not as hard as people thought. But of course, it is giving similar sense like what we read. But that is
eliminated.
that must be eliminated. The C must be eliminated. Have you got the point? Have you felt like C is the answer?
Yeah, I think.
Buddy.
Sir, formal instruction may make technical subject harder to grasp.
Formal instructions means making the people to attend the classes.
Normal,
such
basic information.
No. Formal means how generally we taught. Official instructions, official classes.
Is that true?
No, that can be easily eliminated.
That's eliminated. Okay.
D can also be
eliminated. B eliminated.
You are still with two options.
Current education policies may be misguided.
It could be.
Is in between A and C.
Yes, the right option must be between A and C, either A or C. B and D have been eliminated.
Current education policies are may be misguided.
Yes, A must be the answer. Because the technology is not as hard to understand as was thought, giving a sense like people once thought that was actually hard, but now the technology, now consider technology is not as difficult to understand as once people thought. There is no such sort of, once people thought as such, now they understood it is not at all difficult. There is no such sort of meaning anywhere. It is the conclusions we are with respect to children. Ultimately the right option must be A. Okay, current educational policies may be misguided. Yes, how it is misguiding? There is a statement like it's a self-learning tool.
Where will get answers from this?
Okay, so technology can potentially be a potent self-learning tool. Controversially, this is the getting kids access to technology may be much more important than giving them schools. So there is another one why current education system is bit wrongly directing, wrongly guiding. Instead of pouring money into shiny buildings, and in other words, instead of pouring money into shiny buildings and teacher training, aid groups might do better just to distribute mobile phones and laptops with those self-teaching games. Many people dispute it, yes.
After all, the technology world is
full of hype. Some economists develop experts. Prahalad has questioned whether poor communities can truly derive the benefits of
modern technology without help.
Right. So somehow there is a problem with the current education system. That's what it means on the whole. Right?
It's A is answer.
A is the answer.
In the final paragraph, the writer suggests that the project. So this we will directly go through with elimination without C.
Process of elimination is the best method to handle any multiple choice questions. Yeah. So there will be wrong answer types. There will be wrong answer types like options with extreme vocabulary, options with unnecessary comparison, options with recycled language, but overall it won't give any ideas given in the passage. There will be a sentence which contains the same vocabulary or same phrases given in the passage, but overall meaning never be found anywhere in the passage. That is recycled language. Okay, so you can even go with eliminating such sort of answer choices, and whatever the option you are left with, that is going to be correct option. So somehow searching for the right option or going to pick for the right option may be more complex or more difficult than eliminating the wrong answers. Wrong answers may be wrong,
you can figure out easily.
Wrong things can be easily figured out. But to pick the right option, you should have understood relevant information accurately.
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Even superficial understanding can make us to eliminate the wrong answer choices,
Yes.
right? But to pick the right option, you need accuracy of understanding, right? Yeah. Next, so concentrate much on eliminating the wrong answer types,
has revealed danger that young people
rather than picking the right option. Yeah. In final paragraph, the writer suggests that the project
has revealed dangers that young people using them. The first one is wrong.
there is no such dangers or something.
Has overstated the case for how much can be self-taught about technology.
Is it about how extent or how much can be
No,
self-taught?
it's wrong.
No, they have concluded three. Children have natural ability to learn themselves.
Has the potential to provide a model for dealing with education elsewhere.
Is it a model to prepare a model?
Clearly, the answer has made a re-evaluate value her own attitude towards the misuse of technology.
So you may think misuse, there is a strong word, it may or may not be correct. Generally, students think, but there is a clear information that supports re-evaluating the things. You please observe. But the next time my kids grab my own devices, she actually change of opinion. Like, please observe. Next time my kids grab my own devices, I may not feel quite so much parental guilt. Parental guilt means feeling that we are spoiling our kids' future by giving the gadgets. So now she is mentioning, I don't feel as such. I don't feel the parental guilt when they grab my gadgets. They can learn the things themselves. Okay. Okay, that's answer D only. Right? Re-evaluating. Previously, she might have felt okay, allowing the children's to make use of gadgets, to spend time on the gadgets, is a wrong thing. But now was a wrong thing. But she definitely recheck her idea. Recheck her idea. She won't feel as such. Those devices may now be unleashing an evolutionary leap. Yes, definitely they are unleashing an evolutionary, jump, with the consequences that my tech challenged generation cannot imagine. We may not be able to fully evaluate how extent it is going to affect the children. But no, I don't have parental guilt when they take the gadgets. Okay, they have a natural ability to learn. Right. So ultimately, 14th.
In the passage as a whole, the writer's main aim is to criticize the way some teachers make use of technology.
Is it to criticize overall? The whole passage is about to criticize. There is no such information criticizing the teachers anywhere in the passage.
Question the findings of one study into children's use of technology.
Is it doubting or questioning any findings?
One student study into
the topic is children's use of technology. There must be a finding that was actually questioned in the passage. No, there is no such questioning. Findings of findings on the topic children's use of technology.
Compare the effect of technology on children in various parts of the world.
Is it comparison? Effects of the children on various parts of the world where such such a discussion.
Explore the idea that young people have a natural ability to engage with technology.
Yes.
Is the right one.
Clear?
Without seeing. Yes,
so to handle multiple choice questions or summary completion, even you couldn't understand exact meaning of relevant information, somehow you can get most of the questions correct. Yes. But when it comes to yes, no, not given, true, false, not given, you have to understand the nuances also.
The synonyms.
It's not always synonyms. There are other vocabulary can also support the idea given in the question, which may have different vocabulary.
Yes.
Right. The overall sense might be similar. Okay. Yes.